still ahead on LTV International Hour, today's edition of Cairo Local Time, and to shade more light on the press conference and the joint press conference today with the Foreign Minister Dr. Badr Abdelati and the Palestinian Prime Minister on the Rafah crossing border. We are delighted to be joined over the phone by His Excellency Ambassador Gamal Bayoumi, former Assistant Foreign Minister. Your Excellency, it's a great pleasure having you always with us.
Hello, good afternoon. How are you?
Yeah, it was such a significant press conference, just showcase the great exerted effort by Egypt working together and deliberately with all the key Arab nations, as well as Turkey and the European allies, to bring the... Yes?
Yes, I think that this is additional effort in order to show the whole world what we are doing for Palestine. This is not a secret, but now we are facing some media which is playing against Egypt and against Palestine, saying that the entrance to Gaza is closed from the Egyptian side. Here we are bringing witnesses from all over the world. The Secretary General of the United Nations came and visited the place twice. The President of France came also and visited the place. So we want to show the whole world our efforts in order to help our Palestinian brothers, and we don't need for that, but just to answer the rumors and the aggressive media which is attacking Egypt in this concern.
Yeah, the aggressive Israeli media machine, they're always, always announcing lies, and that's the Rafah crossing border is always closed from the Egyptian side, which has never been happened from the first day till now, and all the around 70% of the humanitarian aid are flowing and getting out of the Egyptian land to the strip. Well, Your Excellency, I'd like to ask you, it's actually a dilemma. When we say who's able to end this war, when we are just within our diplomatic exerted effort, we are trying to bring the US President Trump to convince Netanyahu to start to end the war and to end also the suffering of the Palestinian in this strip. So how do you believe we can come to it?
In this concern, I cannot be optimistic at all. Unfortunately, there are big powers who are against stopping the war. Starting from the Prime Minister of Israel itself, he is requested by the international criminal law. He cannot leave his country because he will be captured from any country member in the international law of justice. Number two is that actual President of the United States, he is doing what I call a double-faced policy. He is sometimes saying that he is sympathizing with the Palestinians, but he is vetoing in the Security Council of the United Nations against stopping the war. 14 member states in the Security Council voted for stopping the war, and only the United States of America is against stopping the war. Number three, the armament industry. They are totally against stopping this war, and they want it to continue. Why? Because they are selling billions and billions of armaments in our area.
Yeah.
So I cannot be optimistic there. I am optimistic on one concern, that the Palestinians are resisting, and this is really something we have to be proud about, and they are coming back to their homeland, which is already destroyed. Here comes the Egyptian initiative to rebuild Gaza buildings, and we are ready to finance this also. some Arab countries also are doing their best. So here we have to use the Egyptian history to bring the Egyptian history in our mind, that we can close our eyes for the next 10 or 15 years even. So Israel cannot continue war for a long time because it is relatively a small country.
It's exhausting and expensive, even for the American side. I mean, and now we are talking about a very pragmatic president like Donald Trump, sophisticated businessman. So he calculates everything. I mean, maybe it will be a reason that he stops the war, to stop all the expenses on the weapons and all the financial support to the Israeli side, and also a reason maybe because Trump is yearning for getting the Nobel Prize for stopping the wars on the world. So maybe it will be another reason, personal reason, for him to stop the war. Let's just hope for this. Ambassador Gamal Bayoumi, former Assistant Foreign Minister, many thanks for being with us. Well, our dear viewers, we still have more on Cairo Local Time. Stay tuned, short break, and we'll be right back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're still held on Nile TV International, our today's edition of Cairo Local Time, and such a pretty economic good news concerning the new developmental projects, and in particular the General Authority for Investment and Free Zones, the GAFI, said that Egypt expects to have 4 new public free zones ready by the end of 2026. In a bid to expand the industrial investment and boost exports.
The General Authority for Investment and Free Zones, GAFI, said that Egypt expects to have 4 new public free zones ready by the end of 2026 in a bid to expand industrial investment and boost exports. The decision follows approval on August 11th by the Ministerial Group for Industrial Development chaired by Industry and Transport Minister Kamil Al-Wazir after occupancy at Egypt's 9 existing free zones reached 95%. The new zones will be located in 10th of Ramadan, New October, New Burj Al Arab, and New Alamein. GAFI CEO Hossein Heba said that production from the new zones will be directed to exports to help Egypt meet its target of $140 billion in annual exports by 2030. He added that the move aims to avoid competing with domestic producers while promoting fair investment practices and supporting green transition goals. Heba said GAFI is working with the new Urban Communities Authority to speed up infrastructure development in the new zones. He also noted that 3 more free zones are under review, which could bring the total to 16. Egypt's government has positioned free zones as a key driver of export growth under its investment for export strategy, designed to attract foreign investors and expand the country's industrial base.
Well, to shed more light on the importance and the great economic impact of the new 4 ports in the new cities, We are delighted to be joined over the phone by Professor Amr Hamid, Professor of Economics. Professor Amr, it's a great pleasure having you with us.
It's my pleasure.
Well, what's the difference between the four new zones, the free zones in the 10th of Ramadan, New October, New Burj Al Arab, and New Alamein? How they differ from the other existing ones?
Let me just first explain the idea of the free zones. They are designed areas where projects enjoy streamlined one-stop administration and broad tax customs exemptions on capital equipment, on inputs, imports, exports, etc. Of course, they are designed to attract foreign direct investments. Now, to take your question about the differences, first of all, as far as the new free zones differ, is number one is that they are export-only orientation. The authorities say that output from the four zones will be directed entirely to export, explicitly tying them to Egypt's 2030 export target. Second is the locations inside the new cities, plus the authority coordination. They are sited in fast-growing new urban communities with the authority coordinating infrastructure with the idea or the objective is to accelerate readiness. Mm-hmm. And then another important point is the capacity expansion rationale, because the new free zones, they are sort of made to respond to tight capacity in existing public free zones.
Well, so they are directed, of course, as you mentioned, Professor, to the FDI, to receive the FDI. And what factors led to bring the high occupancy rate, 95% in Egypt's 9 existing free zones? Your point of view.
Well, we still have, of course, the government still has to take further steps to enhance the importance of the competitiveness of Egypt, I want to say, through establishing and strengthening the free zones. But the idea of why we have 95% occupancy, number one, because of the strong incentive mix, plus the simplified administration under investment law, especially investment law number 72 for the year 2017 and its regulations. We can also highlight another important point, which is the export demand and the Suez Canal free zone momentum, yes. The green fuels, the logistics, which is signaling Egypt's positioning on key trade lanes, and also the policy focus on investment for exports. So this is like the slogan of this stage, investment for exports, which steered investors to free zone platforms.
Mm-hmm. Yes, Professor Amr, in what ways are the new free zones expected to support our new green transition goals and the goals also of the sustainable development as well?
Yeah, that's a very important question, of course. As far as the green transition, I mean Egypt's green transition is concerned, the platform for green value chains, because Egypt is rolling out major incentives for green hydrogen derivatives, and there is a special law for this, which is law number 2 for the year 2024, and the value-added tax, customs relief on equipment, and tax credits, and then also policies that investors can deploy within free zone setups. And another important point here is the export of green fuels and inputs. Mm-hmm. The country is advancing green ammonia and methanol and hydrogen projects
many clusters around the Suez Canal zone area, expanding free zone capacity, and also widening the industrial base that feeds these exports.
Yes, Professor Amr Hamid, Professor of Economics, many thanks for your inputs and your insights. Short break, ladies and gentlemen, and we'll be right back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're still live on LTV International Hour, today's edition of Cairo Local Time. And now is the festival, the great festival of New Alamein is taking place and started or kicked off from the mid of July till the September as usual. And Minister of Youth and Sports Ashraf Sobhi kicked off the second edition of the Alamein International Marathon, which is part of his ministry's 30-day challenge project. Let's watch.
Minister of Youth and Sports Ashraf Sobhi kicked off the second edition of Al Alamein International Marathon, which is part of his ministry's 30-day challenge projects. Over 1,000 runners of different age groups and nationalities joined a 5-kilometer race in the streets of New Alamein city in Egypt's north coast. The marathon is organized by private sector in collaboration with the Ministry of Youth and Sports and the Ministry of Housing, Utilities and Urban Communities. In line with the state's efforts to promote a culture of sports as a way of life, the event has also featured sports and entertainment activities and under full medical supervision to ensure participants' safety.
Well, with this, ladies and gentlemen, we come to the end of our today's edition of Cairo Local Time. We wish you did enjoy it. Always, for more news and update, join us at NileInternational.net. Nile TV International is your gateway to the world. Many thanks for watching, and from myself, Hanan El Khul. Thank you.